I'm Jim Hendrick. I am a success, confidence, and thrive coach, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and adversity educator. I know you want more. I know you want a better and extraordinary life right now. This is Empower Your Pattern with President James Hendrick. Come with us and enjoy the adventure. Let's fly. Yeehaw! Welcome, Pattern Realm. I am excited, grateful, and delighted to come talk to you guys. Here in the middle of it, we're going to be putting Jim Rohn on, but the topic for today, if you will, we are discussing mastering the art of leadership. Over to you, Jim Rohn.
Qualities and the major attributes of being a leader is just an exciting opportunity for me. Now let me give you this list. Number one, a leader needs unwavering courage. The courage to do what you didn't think you could do. The courage to step into territory that might be a little unfamiliar. The courage to talk to somebody, solve problems you couldn't solve before. That kind of courage. Courage to stand up when it's sort of dark in your corner. The courage to do it when it isn't going your way, seemingly. The courage to try to have a good day in the midst of a bad day. That kind of courage. Wavering a little at times, yes, because we all have doubts that attack us. We all have small fears that creep in. That is the nature of life. But that's what faith is all about. That's what courage is all about. To serve us when our doubts will not serve us well. Faith to overcome fear and courage to overcome our doubts. But that is a good quality, a good attribute for a leader, and that's unwavering courage. Second, self-control. That, of course, is the very essence of life itself, is self-control. Because we all have this warfare going on. You know, it's going on in the world, the warfare between liberty and tyranny. In our own body, the warfare between health and illness, the struggle between light and darkness. We must drive the dark side of our nature into a small corner and let the positive side flourish. We must learn to exercise self-control. Power is a wonderful thing, but it must be exercised properly. It must be exercised to benefit, not to destruction. So self-control is certainly necessary to be a strong leader, so that you can become the best example. The example of having your temper well managed. The best example of choosing wise words and not being careless. That kind of control. Control of your appetite. Control of your desires, so that they fit into the positive side of life and not the negative side. Self-control, very important. The leader must have a keen sense of justice. How very true. Justice we become familiar with, even when we're small. When certain things that happened or were done to us that something told us that wasn't right. Something did us wrong. We have that sense of right and wrong, and it starts very early. Then we have to have that sense of utilizing what's right and what's wrong so that we develop this sense of justice, this sense of being fair, this sense of being on the positive side, on the right side. We have to have justice when we're building an organization. What's fair? What is a good balance? The marketing system to be fair for everyone. Certain rules and regulations, so that all of us have a chance to fit within this framework of fairness, justice, and what's right. Otherwise, enterprise cannot work. A sense of justice. Here's another one. Definiteness of decision. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. If you don't decide, the opportunity could slip away. If you don't decide what you're going to do today, the day could get away, and you're not very effective. The decisions we make in the early part of our life sometimes last for a lifetime. The early decisions that you make about what you're going to do with your life, those decisions are vitally important. If you neglect them and don't make them, sure enough, the time passes, and the opportunity sometimes is diminished, and sometimes you spend a lot of time now catching up simply because you didn't make those early decisions. We need decisions to correct poor decisions, to overcome our mistakes. It's possible, of course, for all of us to make unwise decisions. And at the end of 1 year, at the end of 1 week, 1 month, or at the end of a few years, we say, that decision cost me too much. Cost me a lot of time, cost me a lot of money, cost me a chance to be productive. But as long as you're alive, there's still a chance to use new decision power to correct the mistakes of decisions that were bad in the past. All of us have the opportunity to do that. You got to be definite in making decisions so that the opportunity doesn't pass you by. Take advantage. Here's the next one. A good leader has definite plans. How important that is. Make some plans for the future. This has got to be one of the greatest years. You've got to now make your plans. Don't let this momentum pass you by. Maybe you've, because of the lack of plans, have lost a month or two, or you've lost a week or two, or maybe you've lost a year, and you were 10% effective instead of 100%. Now's the time to change all that and start making some plans. You got to have some plans for your family. One of the challenges all of us have in making our plans is how to balance everything, to make sure that we don't regret at the end of the year, I spent too much time on that. I spent too much money. Definite plans. The plans for the use of your money so that you find yourself secure regardless of what happens. One more on plans, and that is the plan for your personal development. The plan to be better this year than last year. The plan to take the classes, attend the workshops, do everything you possibly can to show personal progress. Not just financial progress, not just the progress of having one more car or one more home, but the progress of personality, the progress of communication skills, the progress of recruiting skills, the progress in how to deal with people, progress in using your influence so that it multiplies its power by 5 by 10 versus what it used to be.
How do celebrities like Justin Bieber?
You need those kind of plans. A plan for personal growth, personal development. Next, a good leader has the habit of doing more than what he gets paid for. Doing more than you get paid for means that you're getting ready for the next move up. Because if you do more than you get paid for, you've made an investment. The average person might think if I do more than the company requires, then they're ripping me off. I'm not getting paid for that extra time, that extra attention. But you must not view it that way. You must say, I'm getting there a little earlier, staying a little later, as an investment in my own personal future. Because I want that kind of reputation. I want that kind of philosophy to work in my life. Do more than you get paid for. So, what you don't get paid for, don't worry about that. Just render the service. With the vision of the future, that it'll come back multiplied. If you have this kind of habit. This kind of philosophy.
Okay. Now, with this, we're going to talk a little bit more about something that I see as key in mastering the art of leadership. I'm going to give a few more skills that we need. You need communication skills. Okay? You need communication skills, and that is where I recommend Toastmasters, okay? We need Toastmasters to broaden our scope, to learn how to be a better communicator. That is where we learn some things. Number 2, leaders delegate. And again, Toastmasters. I've known leaders who have delegated very well. At times I have delegated very well, but the fact of the matter is, there's also a wrong way to delegate. If you're a leader that thinks you got to do it all on your own, and you're the boss, you're not going to be an effective leader because you cannot delegate wisely. There is a law of delegation, right? Good. I'm glad that you see this. I mean, we can sit there and talk about business, and I love talking about business. And it does, these things he does make sense. Does that. The next skill. Leaders edify. Dale Carnegie, in his book, he says, if you want to influence people, you have to give them what they want the most. Of course, there's other drives, food, sex, money. But the one thing that we want the most is appreciation, right? We want appreciation. So let's be about the business of edifying our teams. And why not? Because that's what's going to get us the best that we can be. How prepared are we to learn of Christ? How prepared are we? Are we willing to edify people in that way? That's a lot to think about. There's so much more, but we'll have to make a series on that sometime. I hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. And I want you to become a part of Pattern Realm. Okay? This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, please don't just sit there and take it. I want you to go out there and build your dreams so you can take it. And do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Please share this with Mama Son, Papa Son, and everyone. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you. Remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jenny loves you. I really, 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 really love you. God bless you, and have a blessed day.